seasons in basketball. You have the non-conference or the preseason, conference play, and then postseason. So this is the start for Sun Belt play. So this is what you've been working for in October, November, and early December.
Bobcats coming off of their first loss in close to a month. Had a 5-game winning streak snapped this past Saturday at FAU. Their first loss since November the 21st. And here we are, December the 21st. The Sun Belt Conference opener, Texas State, Georgia Southern. Kylan Pope will tip for the Bobcats against Tyson Brown for the Eagles. And off we go from St. Marcus, a tip won by Georgia Southern. A team that comes in with a record of 7-5. But again, playing without their top scorer, Dante Holloman, missing yet another game who he has not played since November the 23rd.
You know, and it's always challenging, and talking with Coach Henry, when you're missing your guy, that your leading scorer, you're having other guys step up, but it'd be nice to get him back in the lineup, hopefully soon for the Eagles.
Shot clock down to 3, got to put it up. Aaron Banks at the horn. Here comes Texas State. Bobcats the ball for the first time. Inside, Kylan Pope. 2-0 Texas State.
And Pope has been dominating in the last few games. He does such a great job. He's undersized at the post, but he's got wide shoulders to create that space. And again, response right there from the Eagles, from Eugene Brown. Deep three, he can shoot it from anywhere.
This team is going to let it fly from deep as you look at the Bobcats starting 5. Texas State with a big change in the lineup today as Tyrone Morgan scores inside. No Christian Turner for the Bobcats here this afternoon. He's out with a knee injury.
Yeah, that's a big loss for Texas State. We'll talk more about that. Great pass a moment ago by Caden Gums, finding Morgan wide open under the bucket. He's got such great vision for a sophomore.
Here's Tyson Brown. Brown can't score. Rebound O'Garo, Texas State, and then he's fouled in the backcourt.
Yeah, Texas State did a great job that possession on defense by walling up. Don't bail out the offensive player by fouling him. Hands straight up, contest, and then turn around and grab the rebound.
Bobcats again recently a 5-game winning streak. Coach Johnson noting just how much the team had grown and learned what it takes to win. Looking for that to translate to Sun Belt Conference plays. We open things up in the SBC here today. Here's Caden Gums. Now O'Garo. Shot clock under 10. Drennan with the ball now. Shot clock to 3. Pope puts it up, puts it in.
Tough shot by Tylan Pope. Again, had to catch it on a dime, elevate, knocks it down.
6-3 Texas State. And then O'Garo with the takeaway. Took it away from Eugene Brown. Gums to Drennan.
And again, with this lineup TJ's put out, or Coach Johnson's put out to start this game, a little bit undersized with Christian Turner out of the lineup. So Texas State's really going to have their big guys produce.
Eagles force a turnover. Up ahead, Eugene Brown all the way, and the finish.
You know, and this is, you know, a level of basketball that is very unforgiving for loose ball turnovers. If you turn it over out front, you're giving up a dunk at the other end. You've got to take care of the basketball, give yourself a chance to get back on defense and make it a little bit challenging for the team, especially in this group where they can score.
Here's Tylan Pope with the post. Pope attacks, and he'll go to the free throw line.
You can tell the emphasis early is getting the ball inside, establishing that interior post position with Pope. He has stepped up to the line today, and he's delivered so far. Georgia Southern is going to have to start throwing some double teams at him, or if not, he's going to have a big game today.
Tylan Pope, senior from Franklinton, Louisiana, lines up his first of 2 free throws. Bobcats, the top free throw shooting team of the Sun Belt Conference. For a team that gets the foul line more than 20 times a game. Big part of their offense.
It really is, and the game that came off of the loss to FAU, really a team with a lot of height and length. Texas State responded, got to the line some, but just couldn't slow down that potent offense that the Owls had.
Bobcats to a trap. As Bradley Douglas has checked in now for the Eagles, one of the top bench scorers in the entire Sun Belt Conference. Open look at a three. Nicavion White right down the chutes.
And you sort of see the offensive abilities of this Eagles team. They can fill it up from beyond the arc.
Tied at 8. Almost 4 minutes gone by in the first half. In the corner, Tyrell Morgan. The answer three, no. Rebound, Tyson Brown, Georgia Southern.
Great ball movement by Texas State. They're going to get O'Garo right there for the block against White. Been a first enjoyable 4 minutes of this ball game, Brant.
It has been. We are tied at 8. 4 minutes, yes, gone by in the first half. Texas State 8, Georgia Southern 8. You're watching the Sun Belt Conference opener on ESPN Plus from Strand Arena. We're back after this. Back out at Strand Arena for the Sun Belt Conference opener as we look at the series history between these two. The Eagles lead the all-time series 9-5. A year ago, the Eagles winning in Statesboro 84-76. The Bobcats have won 3 straight of the series, though, at home. Last time Georgia Southern won a game here, you have to go all the way back to 2018. Out of the timeout, tied at 8. 4 minutes gone by here in the first half. And there is Nicavion White scoring inside this time after his three-point hit a moments ago. 10-8, Georgia Southern on top.
Yeah, he is a very versatile player. He can, as we've already seen, hit the three. He can put the ball on the deck and get to the hole. It's going to be a tough matchup tonight. Response three right there from Tyrell Morgan of Texas State.
Morgan the bucket, he's got 5. White on the attack off the glass. Back comes Texas State. Morgan to O'Garo, the mid-range. Here come the Eagles. Brown to the post against O'Garo. Backs him down and can't score. Just comes off the rim. Gum to the way, and the runner goes.
Gums is so dangerous in the open floor. He can slice and dice with the best of them. Again, found that little crease in the transition. Was able to get to that spot, elevate. and put it in.
So far, the Bobcats getting a lot of really good looks on the offensive end.
They really are. You know, one of the things that Georgia Southern does is they space you out. This is really going to be a great test for Coach Johnson's defense. Is you're out on an island, is can you guard your man one-on-one without requiring help?
Douglas the miss. Morgan the rebound. And then Morgan feeds it inside to a cutting Nate Deer. Puts it in, leads to a Georgia Southern timeout.
Yeah, big timeout there. Coach Henry doesn't want Texas State to sort of get away from him here early, 15-10 lead. Texas State is really doing a great job getting out in transition. Great pass there from Morgan to Deer and getting very high percentage shots, which you mentioned, Brant.
Timeout taken by Georgia Southern as you look inside the Bobcat huddle. Coach Johnson has to be pleased with what he's seen so far. His team right down the middle of a 7-0 run.
Yeah, he's got to be excited about the offensive end. They've done a great job executing, sharing the basketball. On the defensive end, the only little bit of concern is Georgia Southern is really getting the ball in the paint into the very interior depth of the Texas State defense. They've got to do a better job of sort of keeping them outside, making them shoot contested jumpers.
Charlie Henry calling for the timeout, second-year head coach for Georgia Southern. Former assistant at Alabama, where he was in Tuscaloosa for 4 years before taking over in Statesboro. Called the timeout moments ago with his team on the wrong end of a 7-0 run.
You know, and that's the thing with both these teams being able to score so quickly. You know, you can get behind by 5 points, but there's going to be big swings. There could be big swings today in the game because of the offensive prowess of both these teams.
Foul against Colton Benson, his first. Team seconds. Here's Douglas against Drennan. On the drive. Puts up an air ball. Cool the rebound. Throws it off of Deer. But then it deflects right back off of Colin Cool. Ball's going to go back to Texas State.
Yeah, really good rebound there by Cool. Again, the backside, Texas State sort of got bailed out on that possession with the turnover. They've got to do a good job of securing the backside blockouts.
Bobcats have getting a lot of good looks at offense so far to start the game. 6 of 8 shooting on top, 15-10. Shot clock down to 6 for Benson. Into the corner, Tyrell Morgan for a corner three.
Man, that is just, you couldn't draw it up any better for the Bobcats. Releasing that corner three as the horn goes off. Great execution, way to share the basketball by the Cats.
Has to be deflating for Georgia Southern. You defend for 30 seconds only to give up a shot like that. And then White loses it. Turnover, Georgia Southern. For the Eagles, their third.
I like the rotations right now that Coach Johnson has for the Cats. Got to continue to keep fresh bodies out there, giving O'Gara a blow. Deer came in for a little bit. He's back out, really rotating through his bigs with the lack of having Christian Turner available today.
Bobcats, no Turner, no Dylan Dawson available. A banged up Bobcat team. Georgia Southern knows that story all too well as well. Tylen Pope against Cool. And a foul from behind with Pope in the act of shooting.
And Pope is in beast mode today. He's getting the ball on the block, and I like how he's been so aggressive going to the rim. He's not doing fadeaways. He's going up strong, expecting the contact, looking to finish it on the first shot.
Coach Johnson has commented, though, that the team can show it can win games with less than 100%, as they've done throughout this season and last year as well. They've had a number of players miss time due to injury getting back to last year.
Yeah, they have, and it's been it's hard. It's hard for Coach Johnson to know when you have guys flowing in and out of the lineup due to injury, but he's adjusted. They've overcome the adversity, and I think that's one of the things that makes this Bobcat team tough. You know, I think in the league they've known is they're a tough team not only because of their physicality on the defensive end, but this team is getting mentally tough because they've had to overcome adversities like that of missing guys not being available to play.
1 of 2 for Tylan Pope. Bobcats back to a trap. Here's Douglas. Ball knocked away by Gums, out of bounds, stays with Georgia Southern.
I see that Coach Johnson's putting in that little three-quarter court press, giving you something to think about as the offensive team, especially a team like a Georgia Southern that really wants to blow the ball back at you on the offensive end, space you out and attack, slowing them down a little bit.
Here's a turnover. Gums the other way. Gums lays it in and one.
It's a great give up by Benson in transition, giving it to Gums and using that athleticism, getting to the rim. Going to give Texas State to really space out this lead.
Defense turning to offense for the Bobcats. They have reeled off a 13-0 run, make it 14-0 as Gums completes a three-point play.
You know, when you see Coach Henry now for the Eagles really trying to, again, attack this three-quarter court press, but find some ways to get back on track on the offensive end.
Here's Aaron Banks on the drive. Banks passing for Cool. And then the shot from behind for Micah Smith, and there's contact. Could be foul against Texas State. That'll lead to free throws for the Eagles when we come back. Bobcats running over the Eagles right now in the midst of a 14-0 run. They lead by a dozen, 22-10. 11:52 to go in the first half. And welcome back to Strand Arena. The Bobcats last won a conference opener against Georgia Southern back on January 3rd, 2019. 4-7 all-time in Summit openers, but again, that last win came about 6 seasons ago. 5-6 in home Sun Belt Conference openers, so that's a look at their conference starts in recent years. Off to a good start at this game, though, Suzanne, on top 22-10 and really getting it done on the offensive end.
They are, Brant. They're really getting the high percentage shots. They're 8 of 10, as you mentioned. They're getting the ball in the paint deep. They've got a lot of touches by their bigs. Specifically, they've got the ball into Pope. He's got 7 points. He's 2 of 2. He's gotten to the line 4 times already. Those are the kind of indicators that Coach TJ likes to establish early in the ball game.
Out of the timeout to the free throw line, Micah Smith, freshman from Tyrone, Georgia.
You know, and he's another big for Coach Henry that fits sort of the mold. And he likes his guys to be versatile because of the way they play. They're all going to be able to face up. They're going to be able to put the ball on the ground. They're bigs. And he fits that style. He's going to, again, continue to get better and better. Just a freshman again, as you mentioned, out of Georgia.
Misfires in both free throws. Here's Colton Benson off the screen, nails a three.
Colton Benson, you have got to be there on the catch and up in his face. He is automatic from that three-point line.
Bradford, the answer three, doesn't go. And now Smith inside, flips it in.
You know, and that's one of those possessions, you know, we talked about earlier in the broadcast, Brant. You know, it's going to come down to some defense, and you've got to be able to get rebounds. You cannot give up those offensive opportunities.
The Eagles going to score, looking for a stop here as the Bobcats are shooting 82%, 9 of 11 from the floor. Shot clock to 10 for Gums. Gums pulls up. That's short. And the loose ball finally corralled by Cool. Now the former Bobcat Dante Horn off the window. Rebound Tyrell Morgan. Turnover Texas State.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive there in the break. It was a tough pass. It was really difficult for Morgan to navigate down the floor. He had Eagle defenders on both sides of him. He had to elevate up not to get picked from behind. Unfortunate turnover for the Cats.
Here comes Georgia Southern as we approach the halfway point of the first half, trailing by 13. Bradley Douglas. Douglas spins, doesn't finish.
And man, he is coming off a big game. Gardner Webb had 31 points. He's one that, again, off the bench can really fill it up for the Eagles.
Morgan and contacts. So the Bobcats a chance for a three-point play here as Tyler Morgan goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, Morgan is such a tough matchup for anyone. You know, preseason third-team All-League. He's just so versatile, Brand. He can shoot the three. He can put it on the deck. He's great around the rim. He's a good passer. He's just, you know, he's an all-conference level player in this league.
Terrence Johnson calling him one of the best 4 men he's ever had of the program since he's been here. Douglas. Now Bradford in the corner, lost his dribble. All Bobcats here at the halfway point of the first half, on top by 16. Douglas, three-pointer no. Got his own rebound and he's fouled.
Yeah, Caden Gums was a little bit late on the closeout and then had the Cardinals in, just didn't get a body on him. Great job by Douglas to follow his shot and getting himself an opportunity at the free throw line off that three-point miss.
You referenced his 31 points Tuesday, and they come from behind win against Gardner Webb. Came on his birthday. Georgia Southern overcame a 13-point deficit in the win over the Bulldogs a few nights ago back home in Statesboro. Trailing by 15 here. And Douglas has his first 2 points of the afternoon. Tylen Pope.
And we haven't talked much about the defense of Georgia Southern. They're going to rotate. They end up. Nice pass there by Gums. Great finish by O'Garo.
Back out to a 16-point lead. Nakavion White, the step through, and he's hammered by Tylen Pope. That'll lead to free throws here for Georgia Southern. Here's Nakavion White. fifth best free throw shooter of the Sun Belt Conference, lines up the first of two. One more coming up.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Pope. He's going to have to take a rest here for probably the rest of this half with 2 fouls, as long as Texas State is maintaining the lead. But that's unfortunate for him. He's just got to keep those hands up, not hit down.
Both free throws good to make it a 14-point game. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Let's talk a little bit about the Georgia Southern defense. You know, they're going to switch most guard to guard, most all screens, and so you've got to be able to slip things and make the passes. Right there, Ogaro turns it over, trying to throw it over the top.
Open look at a three-pointer off the rim a couple of times for Aaron Banks. Good ball movement here to Douglas for a corner three. Rebound Tyrone Morgan.
Texas State got lucky there, got a possession, had a couple good looks there. Really good ball movement by the Eagles.
Gums for three. And here come the Eagles, down by 14 points. Bobcats have led by as many as 16 in this half. And Tyson Brown just lost it, but right to Kavion White. Eugene Brown off on that three.
And you see how the Eagles can average over 27 three-point attempts in a game. They are going to let it fly against the Cats.
Terrence Johnson calls for a timeout. We'll step aside. 7:54 to go in the first half. Texas State on top by 14 over the visiting Georgia Southern Eagles. Shining the spotlight on Texas State's Tyrone Morgan for the season, putting up 14 points, 7 rebounds, more than 3 assists per game. Shooting better than 50% for the forward. He's having a really nice afternoon so far, Suzanne. 11 points, 5 rebounds. The Eagles have had a hard time containing him.
Yeah, he is difficult to guard. He is relentless. He can play multiple positions for Coach Johnson. He's competitive. And the big thing with him is he has a high motor, and so he's got the full package, and it's tough to match up with him for 40 minutes.
You get the Bobcats on top by 14 points, 30-16 under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Austin Green, and it ripped away by Kavion White. Loose ball on the floor, saved by Morgan, throws it away. Here come the Eagles the other way. Douglas all the way to the cup. And there's an Eagle down, Eugene Brown.
Yeah, he was in that scrum at the end for that loose ball. Him, Tyrell Morgan, and a few other players were on the ground scrambling after the basketball. I'm not sure if he got tweaked up on his ankle there.
An all too familiar sight for the Eagles this season, a player going down with injury. Eugene Brown, one of the team's better defenders. A guy whose value doesn't always show up in the box score, but a do-it-all player for head coach Charlie Henry. Second-year transfer out of Ohio State. Again, for a team already without a Dante Holloman, the team's top scorer in the season. And Brown helped up to his feet.
See if he can walk it off or get it retaped to hopefully be able to play a little more for the Eagles today. I know they need the bodies, and especially, as you mentioned, he is definitely one who's a versatile defender and really understands what Coach Henry's wanting to do on both sides of the ball.
After the injury stoppage, Bobcats going to work on top by a dozen. Georgia Southern's got to find a way to get some stops in the defensive end. Here's Morgan, the fadeaway, no. Rebound, Caden Gums, back out to Drennan. And the Bobcats reset, but the shot clock is under 10. Morgan, shot clock to 3, got to put it up. Step back 3, nope. And the rebound, going to get a foul here against Austin Green.
Yeah, you would have thought the shot clock would have reset on that first shot by Tyrell Morgan, and I do not think it did.
Not to the full 20 seconds, no. Foul against Green is first. Team 6. And so the Eagles get that stop on defense.
Yeah, they do. And again, really good effort. The last 2 possessions, again, the Eagles have locked it down on the defensive end, held Texas State without points.
Good pass out to Aaron Banks for 3.
And that is exactly how Coach Henry draws it up. Drive it in, get the defense to collapse, then do you just call a crackback, a kick out to those 3-point shooters.
Benson, the pull-up.
Really good use of Benson's mid-range game. He's really expanded since last year, not just typically a 3-point shooter who can do other things.
The Kavion White shot swatted away by Morgan. Gums on the other end. Rebound, Dante Horn. Brown, foul from behind.
Now they're going to get Colton Benson on that, trying to block the shot going into the rim. And it's going to put, again, the Eagles back on the free throw line. And this is something Coach Henry was really wanting them to do, is get to the line, you know, being aggressive, putting the ball on the deck, getting in the paint, either with passes or drives, drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line.
Got to the line 29 times, the Eagles did, in their win Tuesday against Gardner-Webb. Brown able to convert the first. Senior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. First-year transfer to the program from Rhode Island. And Brown goes 1 of 2. Final 6 minutes here, the first half. Here's Caden Gums. Now Deere in the lane. Rebound saved in by Brown. Up ahead to Dante Horn. Horn to White. White the drive. Blocked by Morgan again. Bobcats have numbers to the way. Here's Gums out to Drennan. Good ball movement, Texas State. Tyrell Morgan pops a jumper. collects the miss and tips it in.
Great board work by the Bobcats. You see O'Garo and Morgan both crashing the glass on that last series, and coming away with the bucket is Morgan.
Lead back out to a dozen for Texas State as we hit 5 minutes to go in the first half.
And that was one of the concerns coming in from Coach Henry, is to keeping Texas State off of the offensive glass. They are so aggressive going to the boards.
Shot clock down to 7. Douglas shovels it inside to Brown. Got around O'Garo, lays it in.
Yeah, Douglas drew two, opened up that little gap there, was able to find and get the easy bucket.
10-point game. Drennan fade away. Spins in.
It was a tough shot by Drennan, but got the shooter's roll there. He's been playing really well on the offensive end this year, especially shooting the three-pointer, shooting over 50%.
Dante Horn, the step back. Here comes Texas State on top by 12. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Gums rises up. Floater a little bit too strong.
Gums has got to be more decisive with the ball there. He's a great mid-range shooter. He should come off that, and if no one steps up to pick him up, he's just got to hit it and stick that shot in.
Horn trapped. Brown to White from the top. Rebound, Josh O'Garo.
And here they're going to give an isolation to Morgan. That is a tough cover with him. You can tell he has so many weapons to attack you. He can drive you to the hole and elevate and finish. He can do the fadeaway. Again, he is a difficult matchup one-on-one.
Timeout, Georgia Southern with 3:16 to go in the first half. It's Texas State 38, Georgia Southern 24. You're watching the Sun Belt Conference opener on ESPN+. As we open Sun Belt Conference play today, a look at the preseason poll. Texas State picked to finish 7th. Georgia Southern picked to finish in a tie for 8th with Old Dominion. So each team battling for 1-0 Sun Belt Conference starts. The Bobcats right now winning that battle on top 38-24. With a little more than 3 minutes to go in the first half. The Bobcats have looked really strong in the offensive end.
They have. They've gotten the ball into the paint, either to Pope or to Morgan. They've been successful. Morgan's got 15 already. He's running on all cylinders. Guard play has been good. And again, you look right now, it's a 14-point game. Texas State has chilled down a little bit, not shooting 82% from the floor. They're down right above 55%.
Out of the timeout called by the Eagles, they have the basketball down by 14. Banks. Out to Douglas. Douglas on the drive, blocked by Tyrone Morgan. It's been a Morgan block party in the first half. And then Gums converts on the other end.
It is such an advantage having Caden Gums in transition. That's where he is best. He's a big enough guard. He can finish above some guys. And a nice transition there for the Bobcats.
But Morgan has been all over the place, offensively and defensively for Texas State. There's 3 blocks, 15 points, 7 boards. Has filled up the stat sheet. Shot clock under 7 for Douglas. Against Gums, rises up, knocks it down.
That was a tough shot by Douglas. There's not much different that Caden Gums could do other than foul him. Big time bucket by Douglas.
Lead at 13. Morgan into Basanti Sarugba. Sarugba spins and draws contact. And free throws coming up here for Texas State.
Yeah, good look inside, getting the ball to Sarugba. Again, he's played limited minutes so far. He's only been in 9 games, only played about 9 minutes a game. So this is going to be extended minutes. As we mentioned earlier, Christian Turner not available today. So these bigs, Sarugba and Deere and Green, are going to get a lot more minutes today than they've seen in the previous. He's going to have to step up big.
You saw the Sunbelt Conference preseason poll moments ago. James Madison picked it for the second, but the Dukes got blown out today in their opener by 30 against South Alabama. Arkansas State the preseason favorite with a healthy lead currently over Coastal Carolina. 42-27, under 2 minutes to go in the half. White tries to go behind the back. There is a whistle, and they're going to get the Bobcats for a foul first.
They're going to get Sarugba. Looked like with the hands. I couldn't tell if they called out that or the body, but that's definitely the foul they're going to get on Basanti Sarugba for the Cats.
Leads the 1-and-1 for Dakevion White, who is an 80% free throw shooter. Eugene Brown has just checked back into the game for the Eagles, a good sign. He went down earlier with what looked to be an ankle injury. One more for White. One of 2, and Drennan Hall's in the rebound. Caden Gums drives, dishes to Morgan, doesn't pull the trigger. Back out to Drennan for a 3. Nope. Rebound tapped by Sarugba. Back to Caden Gums.
Yeah, that's a great ball movement by Texas State. Drennan can't get a better look than that. You saw him clapping his hands. He's a little frustrated himself that he didn't knock that one down. He's been shooting the ball so well this season.
Loose ball finally corralled by Eugene Brown. Dakevion White in the lane. Back out to Banks. Now Banks into the corner. White for 3. Got it. Micah Smith, a big par with the 3-pointer there.
Yeah, so tough, difficult to guard this Georgia Southern team. They space you out. Anytime you take that extra step to collapse on the driver, opens up that 3-point shooter, and they have the ability to hit it.
Out of bounds, last touched by Smith. And Dante Horn will come in for Smith, who's limping back towards the bench. Here's O'Garo. Now Tyrone Morgan, step back jumper. Misses that one badly. And the ball back to the Eagles with 21 seconds to go.
Again, pretty good offensive set there. You'd hope that maybe one more pass from Morgan. Maybe got a better shot.
Chance here for the Eagles to cut this to a single-digit game going into the halftime locker rooms. Nice pass inside to Cool for the finish.
Yeah, big finish there by the Eagles. Great execution, short seconds. Got it now within under double digits. Yeah, Coach Henry's got to be happy going into halftime.
And your score at the end of the first half is Texas State 42, Georgia Southern 33. Halftime coverage coming up in the Sun Belt Conference opener on ESPN+.
Because once you let the Eagles get into the interior and you help in, that's what opens up their three-point game. On the flip side, Georgia Southern has got to find a way, number one, to slow down Pope and Morgan. Pope was saddled with 2 fouls, had to sit for almost half of the first half. And then you see Morgan leading them right now with 15. They've got to do a better job with those 2 guys in particular.
Ready for the start of the second half. Top scorer for the Bobcats, Tyra Morgan, 15 points leading the way. And the Eagles are led by Nakavion White, who scored 8. Texas State with the basketball to start the second half, on top by 9, 42-33, as they look to win a conference opener for the first time since 2019. And off we go in the second half. Tyra Morgan loses the ball. Thought it went off his foot, but they'll say last touch by Nate Bradford. Stays with the Bobcats. And a Drennan catch and shoot jumper. Got it.
Yeah, really good execution there. Had a miscommunication on defense by the Eagles. Didn't switch like they were supposed to, and gave Drennan a wide open look.
Banks the other way. Offensive rebound, Bradford. White, step back 3. Here comes Texas State. Leading by 11.
Again, you see that maturity from freshman year to sophomore year for Caden Gums. And a big 3 by Pope. Not necessarily what you see him doing a lot, but he does have that skill set. Again, Caden Gums slowed it down, got him in the set so they could run some good offense.
Bobcats 4-3 the game, on top by 14 points. They led by as many as 16. Banks with the miss, Gums the rebound. Gums lost it, taken away by Nakavion White. White the step through and the finish.
Yeah, really nice finish there by White. Drew Drennan hustled to get back, but again, definitely a height advantage. Made it a little bit tough on White, but he was able to come away with the easy layup.
Here's Morgan. Now Tylen Pope, after the 3 moments ago, hits the runner this time in the lane.
Yeah, that's just a difficult to guard. Great job by Pope. Got cut off, rolled off to the other side, and then with that right hook, that's almost impossible to stop.
Bobcats attacking the paint, hitting shots to the outside, but a very efficient day for Texas State offensively.
Yeah, and that's one of the things this team has, a sort of a trademark thus far this year. They have really been efficient on the offensive end, leading the league in field goal shooting, 3 points, and free throws, taking really good shots.
Bradford with an air ball 3. Back comes Texas State on top by 14. Gums off the screen. Rebound, Georgia Southern. Banks in the corner. That 3-pointer short. And the ball thrown away, out of bounds, back to Texas State. Not the start the Eagles were looking for here in the second half.
No, I took the words out of my mouth. Not the start that Coach Hennig was looking for coming out of half. Again, it had really executed well the last couple minutes of before halftime, got themselves back in a position in single digits. And Texas State is now again widening that lead back out to 16.
Tyrone Morgan scores again. He has 17. Here's Eugene Brown on the baseline. Into Cool. Shot blocked by Tylen Pope. Back on the Bobcats. Gums. Shot from behind, blocked by Georgia Southern. Cool got a hand on it.
Yeah, both teams are really working, protecting the rim, and showcasing both teams' athleticism, especially to protect the rim.
Morgan draws a double team. Pope had a strip but fouled. With 6 seconds left in the shot clock.
You know, one of the things that Tyrone Morgan, we've talked about how versatile he is, all the different ways he can score. I think a lot of times he doesn't get enough credit for the passer that he is. That was a great pass out of a double team, hit Pope right in the hands, gave him an opportunity to get a bucket or get fouled. And, that's one of the skills that he has that makes him so tough to guard in the half court.
He's really one of the more complete players on this Texas State team.
Definitely so.
Tyler Pope so far today with a dozen points. Now 3 of 5 from the line. As Micah Smith checks into the game for Eugene Brown. And now the Bobcats' are largest lead at 17 points.
Yeah, really good start to the second half for Pope, giving him a little opportunity to blow, get in Nate Deer, get him some quality minutes here. I like what Coach Johnson's doing, keeping the big guys fresh so they can be going full guns.
And Georgia Southern now needs a quality possession to the half court. And there it is, a three-pointer from Bradley Douglas cuts the lead to 14.
A really great, tough shot. I mean, Nate Deer was out there on him. It wasn't uncontested. But again, you can see Douglas, how he can score 31 a game. He has really got some range and can shoot the basketball.
Drennan. Out to Morgan, shot clock down to 10. Drennan fires from 3, that's short. Rebound, saved by Drennan. Shovels it into the corner to Ogar. Now Gums a look at a 3.
Really good hustle there. That's a 50-50 ball. Drennan hustles, chases it down, and again gets the Bobcats with a great opportunity. Gums nails the 3, widens that lead back out.
If you're Georgia Southern, Justin, you thought you got to stop, can't chase down the rebound. Bobcats get a second chance and capitalize. Nicavion White throws that one away despite the efforts of Colin Poole, couldn't save it inbounds. And a timeout on the floor. 15-15 to go in the second half. It's all Texas State on top of the Eagles by 17 points. 55-38, Texas State on top of Georgia Southern. You look at second halves this year for the Eagles, and it's been kind of a tough story for Georgia Southern. They've been outscored in second halves this season by 63 points. Now, that said, they did have a good second half in their game Tuesday against Gardner-Webb. Scored 55 in the second half in a come-from-behind win. They're trailing right now by 17 points.
Yeah, and it's one of the things with a team that can shoot the three at the efficiency they can and the volume they can come back from a double-digit lead in the blink of an eye. And so Texas State has to keep their foot on the gas. They've got to continue to play smart because this Georgia Southern team is built to put points on the board.
Bobcats have outscored the Eagles in the second half 13-5 as Ogaro gets the inbound in to Nate Deer. If you're the Eagles, you've got to find a way to generate stops. Shot clock to 7. Here's Drennan. Back to Deer. Shot clock to 3. Got to shoot. Didn't get it off in time. Turnover, Texas State.
Yeah, unfortunate they got the ball in Deer's hands, and that's not his skill set at the elbow there. Just didn't get it swung around quick enough for Texas State. Good defensive stand there by the Eagles. That's a good start out of the timeout. Now they've got to capitalize and put some points on the board.
Douglas out to Banks. Rebound Nate Deer, Texas State. Here comes Drew Drennan. Out to Benson, who steps into a 3. Kine rolled in for Colt Benson. The iron is Kine, and it is a 20-point lead for Texas State. Horn in the way, shot blocked by Joshua Ogaro, his former teammate. Benson to Drennan. And the Bobcats stood up in the half court, leading by 20 points. Deer, the ball stripped by Cool. And he last touched it. That's going back to Georgia Southern.
Yeah, really great block down here on the defensive end by Ogaro. Came back on the offensive end. Deer just couldn't get a handle on it. Lost it out of bounds. And, you know, Texas State, again, has got to continue on the defensive end to work and to rebound, limiting the Eagles to one shot. And again, really making sure they're getting out of them on the three-point line.
Douglas. That'll count, and a foul. Foul against Colton Benson. That's his third. Into the free throw line goes Bradley Douglas.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Benson on Douglas. Douglas is such a great scorer. Benson trying to keep him out of getting deep in the paint where he can elevate above him. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Offensive rebound for the Eagles off of this free throw. Dante Horn for 3. Winds up being a 5-point possession there for Georgia Southern.
And again, that's one of the ways this Eagles team can get back in it. They are very talented on the offensive side of the ball. They can put up a lot of points. They've just got to find some ways right now to slow down this Texas State train and keep them off the board.
Gums to Benson. Puts it up. Short. Rebound Georgia Southern to Kavion White. And then White all the way, can't finish. Here comes Texas State. Gums foul going the other way.
That was really a good transition by Texas State. Great job at the rim to protect. Big board by Pope. And man, when you get Caden Gums in the open floor and he shifts it into high gear, it's tough to slow him down as he ran almost down the tunnel.
Bobcats were looking for an intentional foul there, but that is a common foul call. Here's Austin Green inside, and Green scores off a feed from Tyrone Morgan.
Yeah, really great high-low pass from Morgan down to Green. Good finish. That's just textbook.
Dante Horn on the baseline. Out to Whites. Against Tyrone Morgan. Drives against him. Flips it up, and he's fouled. In the act of shooting, that'll lead to free throws here for Georgia Southern.
Yeah, they're going to get the foul on, as you mentioned, Morgan. Sort of helps Pope a little bit. Pope's got 2. And that ends up putting Morgan, looks like that's just his first foul.
To the line to Kavion White, junior from Odessa, Texas. Coming off his 4th 20-point game of the season, has 10 today, make it 11 on that free throw. Player that gives the Eagles a different dimension offensively. We're talking to head coach Charlie Henry. Great playmaker for somebody his size. .-point game, 12:18 to go in the second half. Here's Gums. Into the corner, Tyrone Morgan. Nice handles from Morgan, but then he lost it. It's taken away by Georgia Southern.
Again, Texas State's got to really sit down in a stance, got to defend. That's sort of what their trademark has been. Really great drive there by Horn. Can't get the tap in. Big board by Morgan.
Now Gums the other way, finds Pope. Can't handle the pass, saves it to Tyrone Morgan. Morgan back into Pope, and Pope is able to score.
It's a big shot by Pope. He played well today on the offensive end.
Avante Parker. That's going back to Texas State. Timeout on the floor. Bobcats on top by 17 points. You're watching the Sun Belt Conference opener on ESPN Plus. 11-11 to go in the second half. It's 62-45 Texas State. And welcome back to Strand Arena as we look at the mid-major top 25 according to collegeinsider.com. Arkansas State ranked 9th. James Madison, Texas State both receiving votes. As we talk more about the Sun Belt Conference here, the opening day of Sun Belt Conference play. Austin Green moments ago a dunk, and now Kane comes to the steal and a finish on the other end. Bobcats 4 quick points out of the timeout. Now on top by 21, 66-45.
Unbelievable again. Out of that timeout, as you mentioned, Brant, Gums just picked the pocket, was able to get the layup. Big, big boost there of the old momentum for the Cats.
They really open things up right now. On top by 21 points. Douglas guarded tightly by Pope. Now Dante Horn with the shot clock down to 10. Lost the basketball with a foul called first against Drew Drennan.
Yeah, they got Drennan for the foul. From this angle, it was sort of hard to tell. It looked like the ball just slipped out of Horn's hands, but Drennan may have got him on the arm.
Story of this game again has been that Texas State has been able to get anything at once offensively. Georgia Southern is not getting stops, finding themselves down 21 points. A lot of work to do. 10-20 left. Dakevion White turns over the basketball. Here comes Texas State the other way. That ball tipped out of bounds by Brown. Stays with the Bobcats.
A really good interior defense there. Green's come in and given a spark to Texas State. Had a big dunk a play ago down here on the defensive end. Made it real difficult. And that's what they need from these players. Right. Great execution and a dunk by Tylen Pope.
Last 3 baskets for the Bobcats. 2 dunks and a layup off a turnover.
High percentage.
Halfway through the second half, all Bobcats on top by 23. Douglas in the lane, spins his way inside and scores.
That's a great move by Douglas. He is lightning quick, can get to the rim. Again, I've been very impressed with him today. The different ways he can score the basketball. Definitely a 3-level scorer, and again, really crafty around the rim.
Douglas up to 14 points. There you saw Eagles scores. As Tyrone Morgan comes back into the game for Texas State along with Nate Deer. Douglas looks to complete his 3-point play. (68-47) Texas State. Mensah's pass intercepted by Brown. Eagles get a stop now with the basketball, trailing by 21. White drives, finger rolls it up, wave it off, offensive foul against the Eagles.
Yeah, really good call against White. He did extend that left arm into the chest of Colton Benson. Good call by the official.
We talked earlier, Suzanne, about high percentage shots. The Bobcats up to 59% shooting for the game.
Yeah, in the last 2 to 3 minutes of this game, they've really done a great job executing on the offensive end, getting the shot they want, and done a nice job of spacing so that they can get the drives and end up having a lot of dumps inside the bigs.
Deer finds O'Garo cutting inside for a dunk of his own. Another dunk for the Bobcats. Douglas step back 3, good.
And again, they had a switch there with Gums and Deer and mismatch on both spots, but Douglas took advantage of it, backed off Deer, and was able to get the 3.
Here's Morgan in the paint against Cool. Backs him down. got the rebound. Fouled hard by Nakavion White. And Morgan will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Both he and Nakavion White a little hot right now. Each player being cooled off by their teammates.
Yeah, big play there by Morgan. Again, had a good look, was trying to post up cool. Left it a little short off the glass, but then with his athleticism was able to go around, get the offensive rebound, and then he got fouled and got himself to the free throw line.
Back out to a 21-point lead for the Bobcats. They have led by as many as 23 in this game. And both free throws good for Tyrell Morgan. Douglas on the drive. Rebound taken away by Colton Benson. Morgan to Drennan, open for a three. And Cool comes away with the rebound for Georgia Southern. Good ball movement this time by the Eagles. Three-pointer missed by Eugene Brown.
Good rebound there by Deere. You know, he's playing extended minutes, not used to having this much time on the floor. Did a great job on that rebound, boxing out his guy, pushing him under the rim where he could get the rebound. This is going to be really quality minutes for him. I know Coach Johnson's going to have to be excited about that.
Drennan, no look pass to Green, and fouled hard to the act of shooting. That'll put the Bobcats back at the foul line when we return. 7:20 to go in the second half. All Texas State on top of Georgia Southern, 72-50. You're watching the Sun Belt Conference opener on ESPN Plus, with the Bobcats lead the Eagles by 22. Welcome back to San Marcos, 72-50. Bobcats on top. Tyrell Morgan leading the way with 19 points for the Bobcats. Bradley Douglas has 17 for Georgia Southern. Story, though, for Texas State getting a lot of looks at the rim, a lot of layups and dunks all afternoon long for the Bobcats.
They've ran their offense well. They've done a good job of moving the basketball on offense, not letting it stick in their hands, going side, top side. again, just really had a nice free-flowing offense, and that's generating a lot of good looks for Texas State, and they've been capitalizing on them.
Austin Green shooting free throws out of the timeouts. The junior from Sicklerville, New Jersey. First one just spins off. Figure his playing time will increase with the injury to Christian Turner, who's out with a knee injury. Goes 1 of 2.
Yeah, this will be a real good sequence here for Coach Johnson. See where they're at. They've got Nate Deere and Green in. You don't have Tyrell Morgan. You don't have Tylen Pope. Two of their bigger interior guys for scoring. To see offense where it's going to come from for the Cats. Benson tried to get the charge there on the floor. Ended up getting called for a block. And it's going to be out of bounds, baseline out of bounds.
Caden Gums will re-enter the game for Colton Benson after taking that hard foul, or committing that hard foul, I should say. Banks looking for the alley-oop to Cool with a pass deflected by Caden Gums.
Yeah, Deere and Green have got to communicate. They had that wide open for the dunk. Thank goodness for Caden Gums. Good timing to block the inbounds pass. It was nice execution by the Eagles there. Screen the screener.
Out of the sub for the Bobcats before the inbound. Tylen Pope back in for Nate Deere. Banks gets it back from Bradford, leads to a corner three.
Man, he is tough. Bradford, great pass. Douglas, great shot. I mean, it's really, you can see how he could have 31 the other night, the way he's able to stroke the basketball.
20-point game, under 7 minutes to go. Drennan on the drive, bounce pass for Tylen Pope. Loose on the floor. Last touched by Bradford and Georgia Southern. And Gums gets it into Tylen Pope. Bounce pass knocked away. Taken away by Bradford, and then he's tripped by Austin Green.
It's like a hot potato out there. No one could quite get their hands on it.
The foul against Texas State. The Bobcats with their 6 in the half. Second foul against Austin Green as Bradford gets ready for the inbounds here for the Eagles. Here's Banks, another three. This time off target. Rebound Brown. Now Dante Horn. Shot swatted away by Tylen Pope. And that's going the other way back to Texas State.
Yeah, big block there by Pope. He is so hard to judge. Again, he's not that tall, but he has long arms. He has great timing and being able to block it at the highest point. And again, just really does a great job helping protect the paint.
Here's Caden Gums. Post up Tylen Pope, draws a double team, fights through it. Misses a couple of times inside, and the Eagles come away with the rebound.
Nice defensive stand there by the Eagles. They're starting to double Pope, which they have to. He's been so good today.
Blocking foul called here against Drennan. For Georgia Southern, just a tough afternoon. Mentioned the lack of stops, also the inability to keep up with the Bobcats offensively.
And going into the game, you and I really looking at the stats and at their body of work in the non-conference, you had seen where both teams could really put up points. Today, at this point, you'd have to say Texas State has really stepped up to the line on the defensive side of the ball to slow down the juggernaut of the Eagles on offense. I mean, Texas State has done a good job defensively, protecting the rim, not letting them go crazy at the three-point line. And I think that's why you see the separation.
One more free throw coming up here for Eugene Brown. Trying to make this an 18-point game. And done.
See, now you're going to get a lot more full court pressure from the Eagles. They've got to try to speed up the Cats, try to get some more possessions or steal a possession or two. Texas State is going to run sets, use that clock, really try to work and get the highest percentage shot they can.
Here's Drennan, trapped and taken away by Cool. Good defense that time from Georgia Southern. Now Braylon Thomas to Banks. And Banks draws another foul against Drew Drennan. A way for the Eagles to perhaps chip their way at the lead, climb back into the game, score with the clock stopped at the free throw line.
True, Brent. Right now, you don't feel that momentum in the game. The Cats that normally have had today have had their foot on the pedal. You felt that intensity, that urgency. Right now, it's just sort of blah out there. You see Georgia Southern being out there. They're getting the ball in. They're getting themselves to the free throw line. They're being the aggressor. Texas State has got to sort of get amped back up again to finish out this game with just under 5 minutes left.
Free throw here could make it a 16-point game. Banks can't convert. And here come the Bobcats on top, 73-56, under 5 minutes to go in the second half. Gums to Pope. Pope in the lane. A blocking foul called here against Bradford.
Good execution. If you're Coach Johnson, you're real happy with that possession. They got the ball in, moved it around the horn, had the slip of the ball screen, got the ball to Pope where they wanted in the paint, and he was able to draw the foul and get himself to the free throw line.
Big game for Tyler Pope, very efficient game, 17 points on 6 of 7 shooting. In double figures for the 9th time this year. Player that spent 4 years at Tulane before 1 year at Nevada. That was last year, now in his first season at Texas State. Hits on both. Now the Bobcats to a trap. Georgia Southern able to break it for the corner. Now Douglas. Air ball on a three-pointer for the top.
Good defensive possession there, Texas. I like that Coach TJ throwing that press back out there a little bit, not letting the Eagles get in a rhythm. You and I just had talked about how they had gotten a couple possessions in a row, driving in, getting fouls while the clock is stopped. And I think that was a good call by Coach Johnson to sort of switch it up on them.
Bradford trying to save the ball, but was falling out of bounds as he got control of it, throws it away. Bobcats get it back. As we hit the 4-minute mark, here's O'Garo. Into Tyler Pope.
Great execution by Texas State. That's just, just like you drew it up on the playbook there.
Douglas, blocked by Tyler Pope. Bobcats up to 7 blocks in the game. Gums to Pope to a cutting Ogar from behind, blocked by Cool. Bobcats are good at back when we return. 3:29 to go in the second half. All Bobcats on top of the Eagles, 77-56 from St. Marcus. We're back after this. And we're back in St. Marcus with the Bobcats on top by 21. A look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. We have more men's basketball coming away after the Christmas holiday, December the 29th, with the Bobcats taking on UTA in a non-conference matchup. And then women's basketball both January 2nd and 4th, with Texas State's women hosting Georgia State and James Madison respectively. All those games can be seen and heard right here on ESPN+. Out of the timeout, all Texas State as Benson pulls up, can't finish. Rebound, Austin Green. And here come the Eagles down 21 points as we approach 3 minutes to go in the game. Couple looks at the basket there for the Eagles, and the basketball going to stay on this end.
Yeah, really good board work there. Tyler Pope almost had it. Tipped it out of bounds. Again, Green sort of kicking himself for the other end. He really wanted to get that last bucket.
And then a foul before the inbound will be called against Austin Green. That'll lead to the 1-and-1 for Georgia Southern. Assuming Texas State holds on here with the final 3:13 of the game, leading by 21 points, this will have been a very impressive way to start conference play.
It will, again, coming into the game and not having the availability of Christian Turner. I like some of the lineups that Coach Johnson has gone with. I think the guys who normally don't play as many minutes really stepped up to the line and got things done today. And then the stars did show up. Tyrell Morgan, Tylen Pope, Caden Gums, all those guys came to play today and have done a nice job for Texas State. On the flip side, you look at the Eagles. I know Coach Henry's going to be disappointed, but, man, Douglas is a player. He's played unbelievable today for them with 17 points. You've got some really good key contributions from White, and so, I wouldn't get your head down too much for this ball game, as it's a long season in the Sun Belt.
And certainly a marathon, not a sprint. This is just the first conference game of the season. As Braylon Thomas loses the ball, taken away by Colton Benson, steps into a three. And here come the Eagles. Up ahead, Thomas leaves a layup short. And back comes Texas State.
getting a little sloppy now on both ends. You know, you want to finish off the game, both teams. Number one, no one getting hurt, but number two, to finish it off. Both teams have played extremely hard today, and it played a pretty good game on both ends, you know, but the last couple possessions just a little bit sloppy.
As Josh O'Gara lines up the first of his 2 free throws. Bobcats suddenly becoming a very tough team to beat here at home. This win will improve their home record to 5-0 this year, would mark their 11th straight win at home dating back to last season. That said, their next 4 games, all on the in conference play, I should say, after the December 29th game against UTA, their next 4 Sun Belt games, all on the road.
Yeah, and that's part of it. You've got to be able to take it on the road. Great shot there by Thomas. Hits a big 3. You know, you to win the league or to be in the running, you've got to win at home, protect your home court. But the flip side is you've got to be able to travel, and you got to be able to win on the road. And most of the time, defense and rebounding travel. Offense, not as much control over that. But if you can guard and you can rebound, you can stay in most ball games.
Final 90 seconds here in San Marcos with the Bobcats on top by 20. Here's Gums out to Green at the buzzer, puts it up, and puts up an air ball for a shot clock violation.
Good possession there on defense for Georgia Southern. Really switched well on all the different things that Texas State was throwing at them, all the different actions, and ended up getting a stop.
This loss will drop the Eagles to 7-6 on the year. 0-1 start for them in conference play as O'Gara collects a miss from Thomas. Bobcats will improve to 8-4 on the year. This will go down as their 6th win over the past 7 games. Gums maintains his dribble. Now O'Gara with a little rudder. On the other end, it's Aaron Banks scoring for Georgia Southern.
Texas State's just going to dribble it out here. There's a little bit of differential.
About a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
But it's a good start. I know Coach Johnson will have to be proud of the way the guys played today. And to come away with a victory in the first conference game at home. Again, protect your home court, but just to come out with a 20-point win in the league is something to tip your cap to.
Yeah, really impressive since the start of the game as well. Not many lulls today for Texas State.
No, their defense I thought was solid all game long. And part of the big thing, you know, that you and I have commented about is I thought the big guys inside played well throughout the whole game. Tylen Morgan, he brought it today. Tylen Pope brought it today. And, you know, when you have those 2 guys inside with the abilities they have to score and defend, you're going to keep yourself in most ball games. And so I thought those guys really were prepared and ready to go.
Hope a 23-point game, one shy of tying a season high. Final seconds since San Marcos. Here's Thomas to fade away. And a shot on the buzzer blocked by Tylen Pope. Fitting into this game as the Bobcats record another block. They finish with 8 today. And they take this one to open Sun Belt play by a final score of 83-61.
Yeah, unbelievable. Again, really great showing by Texas State to kick off the Sun Belt play with just a strong win. Again, you've got to tip your cap to Coach Johnson. He had his guys ready to go today.
And with that, they extend this home winning streak to 11 games dating back to last year as they beat the Georgia Southern Eagles today behind a big effort from Tylen Pope, 23 points. Tyrone Morgan as well, a double-double with 19 and 10.
Yeah, the big guys inside, they really carried the load, especially on the offensive end. for Texas State, and you got to be pleased with how they're playing inside and how the perimeter guys are getting them the ball at the right time.
So the Bobcats win this one today over Georgia Southern by 22 points to open Sun Belt Conference play with a record of 1-0. And that's going to wrap up our coverage here this afternoon from St. Marcus. So for Suzanne Fox, I'm Brant Freeman saying so long from Strand Arena with the final scores: Texas State 83, Georgia Southern 61. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app.